Memphis raising some eyebrows. Memphis getting themselves prepared just in case opportunity knocks on their door. By Mr. Brett Yormark. Welcome to episode 214 of College Football's Peek Around the Corner with your host, Greg Flugar. We cover everything in college football because we love everything in college football. And if you do as well, please subscribe to our ever-growing channel. Smash that like button if you like our content. Share the video with your family and friends. Let's not waste any more time. Let's talk about Memphis. Let's do it. Jason Munz, Memphis Commercial Appeal. Yesterday, an article, how Memphis football stadium renovation money raised some eyebrows for conference realignment. University of Memphis Athletic Director Laird Veatch admitted there was a few high fives flying around outside his office last month once the city received State General Assembly approval for $350 million to go towards the sports stadiums initiative. Tigers athletic administrators breathed a bit of sigh of relief. That's because it means plans for a hefty renovation on Simmons Bank Liberty Stadium are officially set to move forward. $350 million smacks going to a sports stadiums initiative. Simmons Bank Liberty Stadium, that's some big news. But the tenor changed somewhat quickly after the initial celebration. It was kind of like you get a win and you appreciate it, but then it's like, okay, what's the next thing, said Veatch. How do we take advantage of this? How do we message it to the right people? But it absolutely was a big shot in the arm. Those plans have the potential to be transformational. According to Veatch, who recently addressed a variety of topics during an interview with the Commercial Appeal. They included conference realignment, the timeline for stadium renovations, and updates on other university facility projects. The question from Commercial Appeal. You crossed a major hurdle recently. Are there still hurdles left? Veatch, the athletic director, significant hurdles? It's a go. We're going to do it. It's just a matter of exactly what the budget looks like and the design details that go into it. Again, the question, it seems like a lot of legwork for this was done early, and a lot of it may have been even overlapped. Is this how things kind of work now? Veatch, yeah, it used to be in the old days. You design something for a year, then you'd have fundraise until you had it all raised, then you would put it out on bid. Now it's like all those sort of things happen together at once. A lot of it has to do with the construction environment and what things actually cost in that time frame, because it has changed dramatically. And if you have to pull it together, all the design elements almost overlapping, all that. Again, a question. Do you have an expectation for what they're going to allocate and when that's going to happen? Is there a firm deadline for either? Veatch, I'm sure that will get here. We're not at a point where that has to happen right now. That's a decision for the mayor, and I would let him speak to that. I'm confident we're going to do this right. The expectation we've all seen and joined together, if we're going to do this, we need to do it right. It needs to be first class. It needs to look like an Autonomy 5 type of football stadium. Holy smokes. It looks like it needs to be an Autonomy 5 type of football stadium. That's the expectation in the end. That's the goal of Memphis. Commercial, again, the question. When you got to Memphis, did you immediately recognize the need to address the stadium? Veatch answers, I won't be the first athletic director here that would walk into Simmons Bank Liberty Stadium and say, hey, we need to invest. We need to bring this up to today's standards. That was an obvious goal. But I would say it accelerated with conference realignment. It was probably 6 months, maybe 9 months before we unveiled our plans in May of 2022, that it became really apparent that in order for us to potentially elevate to get into the Autonomy 5 conference, to the Big 12, we needed to invest and look like we belonged. That's when we came together to develop that. And then finally, the money shot. Speaking of conference realignment, is there an update on that? Veatch, there are always There are always conversations going on in the background. With me, the president, all of us are in that college athletics administrative universe. We're always talking about options and things that are happening, but it's always very, very difficult to predict because there are so many factors and so many moving parts and decision makers involved. But I still generally continue to feel very good about who we are, where we're positioned, all the things that we can provide. There's more to the article. We have provided a link in the description box below the video. You can read the whole thing. But Memphis athletic director, the administrators, they're feeling good. They're getting prepared. They think they're going to be ready just in case opportunity knocks. Just in case Brett Yormark, the Big 12 commissioner, knocks on their doors. Now, we know here in PATC that one of the rules of realignment is, well, there's a domino effect. And right now, Brett Yormark is targeting 2 to 4 Pac-12 schools. Yormark wants to expand the conference. And the secondary targets, Memphis is listed as one of those secondary targets. So we shall see. Memphis needs to have things go their way. Memphis really truly needs the Pac-12 10, the core, to hang together, to stick together, and possibly sign that media deal, definitely sign the media deal, and then expand with potentially San Diego State and SMU. That's what Memphis needs to happen. And then the Big 12, Brett Yormark, could look possibly towards Memphis as an addition to the Big 12 conference. We shall see. But Memphis is doing all they can. $350 million, that's a lot of scratch. That's a lot of money to redo that Liberty Stadium, to make it look like an Autonomy 5 football stadium. That's a big goal. But Memphis wants to elevate themselves. They want to get into a Power 5 before the 2026, the great gold rush that's going to occur when the new expanded college football playoffs take off. And we do not know what it's going to look like in 2026. We do in 2024, 2025, but we don't know what 2026 is going to look like. Memphis wants to climb the wall. They're doing all they can. So stick with us here at Peek Around the Corner as we're covering all these college football stories, including the Memphis Tigers. So stick with us here and at PATC. And from all of us here to all of you, please, until next time, take great care of each other. Thank you so very much.